Hey guys, this is Melody Fletcher, and this is a message for my regular readers and watchers because I know that I haven't posted anything in a few weeks, and I know I've gotten a bunch of emails from you guys going, "Are you okay? We miss you. Where are you?" And I wanted to explain to you what's going on. It's all good. Don't worry, where I've been and what you can expect going forward because there's going to be some awesomeness. Okay, here we go. All right, my loves, I want to let you know what's happening, why I haven't been posting for the last couple of weeks or like 4 weeks. Sorry. Yeah. And it's not because I fell in a hole and it's not because anything bad happened. There's a couple of reasons. Now, those of you who've been with me for a long time, you may have seen this pattern emerge because periodically, and it seems to be happening more and more frequently, used to happen once every couple of years. Now it's like once every few months. Yeah. I sort of don't post for a little while, and that's always a sign that there's a change happening within me. I'm leveling up in some way, something's changing, and that's exactly what's happening this time. And there are a lot of changes, and I want to tell you all about them. So first of all, in the last few weeks, I have been delivering for the first time my new flagship program, the foundational course, LOA Academy, which it's not a basic course, it's a foundational course. We go really, really deep, and it was my intention to create a course that would facilitate a really big transition in a small amount of time, basically as much as possible in a short amount of time. And so we did a 6-week course. And it's just been absolutely phenomenal. And in order to provide that kind of transformation, you have to provide a lot of support, I believe. And so it's been pretty time consuming, but it's been so awesome. Oh my God. We had, beginner students in class, we had advanced students in class, and everybody got a shit ton of value. And even the coaches that work for me were just raving about it. And I don't take credit for the brilliance of the course, even though it's absolutely brilliant. I am the person who birthed it. I had the great privilege of birthing that baby, and now it's out in the world. And so that's kind of taken a lot of my focus. The other big reason is that for the last few weeks, I just have not been inspired to create a blog post or a video of any kind. And I only do it when I'm inspired to. I don't force anything. Well, having said that, I did try to make one video because I was just like, oh my God, I need to post something. And so I kind of half-assed it a little bit. I found one that I kind of felt pretty good about. Wasn't spot on. Made the video though, and then my editing software would not edit that fucker, right? And so I took the hint and I backed off, and so I pushed a tiny bit. But for you, then I didn't have a lot of time to kind of sit with that and go like, why is there no inspiration coming? What's happening? And when I did have a minute to sit with it, I had a bit of an epiphany that, this isn't the first time I've realized that, but it's not as awesome as it could be to sit here and basically talk into my iPad. Yeah, by myself in my office with my lights around me. There's a ton of equipment around me. You can't see it there, but and that's just not as much fun. And that's not the first time I've had that thought. In fact, last year I had that thought, and if you were around then, if you were in part of my crew then, part of my tribe, you'll have heard me say that, I announced it's like I would really like to do a few in-person meetings with people. So where are you? I asked everybody where they are, and we started looking at locations, and then it didn't come together. In fact, this year turned out very differently than I thought, which is always the case. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be creating 2 programs this year, LOA Academy and Reality Academy, which is the super down the rabbit hole, super advanced course, right? And both turned out absolutely brilliantly and went very well. But that was like a big thing this year. We are once again working with an agency to overhaul our entire back end to make it even more awesome. Technology has advanced so much, so that's a huge project. And so my idea to like go and travel all around the country and all around the world and meet up with you guys and do some live sessions and then post those on YouTube didn't work out yet. I still want to do that. Yeah, but it didn't quite work out in the timing yet. So the universe went, not perfect timing. Sorry, this other stuff has to come first. And I'm not complaining because it was all pure awesomeness. But the problem was that I'm still talking to my iPad, right? And while I don't mind doing that every once in a while for like a really structured teaching, doing it on a constant basis, it's just not as awesome as it could be. It's not bad, but it's not pure awesomeness. And that I don't really want to put up with anything but pure awesomeness at this point. So I sat with it and I realized, when we launched LOA Academy, I did this epic 6+ hour Q&A call that I adored. I mean, absolutely adored. I had so much fun. I crashed heavily the next day. That was a lot of energy to stream, but I adored it. I had so much fun, and I thought, this is where I need to live, right? And I thought, well, if I can't come and see you right now, then I can certainly do it over the internet because we have the technology, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what my YouTube channel is going to be turning into. Some structured teaching, really structured, wonderful, videos, great teaching, but then also me doing live Q&A sessions online to start. Yeah. And anybody who wants to participate will be able to. They'll be free for the participants, but then we will post them on YouTube. And we're not going to open this up to the general public right away. What we're going to do is you have to be on my email list, first of all, to get invited. So if you're not on my email list, click the link below, get on my email list now. Yeah. And there's going to be lots of freebies and goodies coming your way very soon. As soon as we have rebuilt the entire back end, we're going to launch that with a lot of gifts and fanfare. So if you're not on my list, get on my list. Yeah. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to mail that out to only a smaller number of people at a time so that it's not so overwhelming, because logistically it becomes a nightmare if you're getting, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on a call, and then maybe 5 people or 10 people get to ask a question. So we'd rather do multiple calls, smaller calls with less people, so people actually get a chance to maybe ask me a question. And that's also when I'm having the most fun. That's when I'm doing the best work. That's when I'm at my absolute best all around. Yeah, so you get more value, I get more value, and it's easier for me, and it's more fun for me, and there's awesomeness all around. So that's what we're going to be doing in the coming weeks. So watch for that change. But I did want to give you an update a little bit, let you know what's going on. There's lots and lots and lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm working on all kinds of wonderful ideas for you guys. I mean, as soon as I opened up the energy to this, the ideas just started flooding. My next one is a super down the rabbit hole structured teaching for you that well, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be amazing, right? That I'm just going to post for you on YouTube that you can then watch. So watch out for that. Yeah. And so I think it's going to be a lot more fun. I hope that you do too. I hope that you're really excited about this. There's all kinds of new things coming your way that we're going to announce. So I haven't gone anywhere. I'm certainly not missing. I didn't fall down a hole or anything. I'm not stopping anything. In fact, we're going to come out in a much bigger way. So please be a little bit patient. I hope to have that amazing video for you by next week, but perfect timing, inspiration, blah blah blah. So just bear with me a little bit. There's a lot of awesomeness coming, and I appreciate you being patient and hanging in there and not going, well, screw her, she didn't post for 3 weeks, so I don't want to follow her anymore. It's all good. There's more awesomeness coming, and more technology of reality explanation coming to you. So until that comes out, I want to thank you for bringing your light to the world, and I'm sending you the smooshiest of happy shiny puppy hugs. Bye.